What It Takes Radio Company brings you another radio adventure because we never are quite sure how they're going to turn out. Well, today we're going to go back to the Christian Entrepreneur Network, the Jesus Entrepreneur Collective, and we're going to tell you a little bit about what it means to be a world-class Jesus entrepreneur and how that might work just for you. Well, greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another adventure with Stan, the radio man. And we're doing a variety of things, but both yesterday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday, we are focusing on the work that is very important to us, and that is the Jesus Entrepreneur Collective, which is a part of a hopeful worldwide organization called the Christian Entrepreneur Network. And we're hoping that it will go and grow worldwide and that perhaps you will be a part of it. It could not only be a way of service, it could be a way of doing what business is all about. And that is serving others so you can make more money. Serving others so you can make more money. We don't deny that. We don't pretend it's not the case. That's what business is all about. Serving others. Hopefully, helping people flourish and making more money. As I oftentimes had to say to all of the employees of the different companies in which I was coaching and consulting, I said, please keep in mind that the only reason you have a job is because somebody, your boss, your employer, your company, needs to make more money. Because no matter how noble your mission, if there's no margin, there's no mission. And that's oftentimes what nonprofit organizations tend to forget. They have a noble mission, but they want somebody else to take care of the margins. And they need to learn how to do both. Do the mission, but also maintain the margin. So that's what I'm saying is part of what today is about as a continuation. Now I'm going to make a little challenge here. I talked about the Jesus Entrepreneur Collective, perhaps the Jesus Entrepreneur Experience, but we have a couple books, small little books, easy to read. One is simply called The Jesus Entrepreneur, and that is a rollicking $3 to get it. And as one person said, Stan, this was very helpful. And it's the 7 things you need to learn, know, and be able to practice if you want to be an entrepreneur. Even if you don't want the name Jesus, if you're an entrepreneur, this is what you need to know. Now, I'll say the same thing here. If you're an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, if you are a businessman, even if you don't like the idea of world class, and that means you don't understand fully what it means, and we'll help you with that. And even if you don't think anything about Jesus as an entrepreneur, I can tell you that in this book, which is a rollicking $5, you will learn how to be a world-class entrepreneur. Not that you will achieve it, not that you will be successful at it, but you will know the 5 to 6 things you need to be able to do if you want to be a successful entrepreneur. So these are on Kindle, on Amazon. You can go there and find them on Kindle. And if you'd like more advice on how to get these books, obviously they are online. They are not hardcover. They are not paper cover. They are, as is true of so many things today, they are online, and you can print out your own. And then if you want me to autograph it, I'll be glad to autograph the notes that you've had. But what I want to do today is demonstrate something that just came up again. And let me point it out to you as best that I can. Oftentimes you will now find in your conversation with me that I'll oftentimes put back, even when I do an email or even when I do a text, which I do rarely, I will often say, please don't type. Please don't text. Let's talk. May I say that again? This is vital. It really is. And part of the reason we are struggling with so many things is that we're not doing that. We're texting, we're typing, we're emailing, and in effect, we're not talking. And I'm going to try and demonstrate this in a couple ways. Um, I actually had a friend of mine who said, Stan, it's my newsletter that really helps me. And I'd say, you know what? Your newsletter is a dead tree. Now, here's where that comes from. From those of us who are in the publishing business, and I am, for those of us who are in the media business, which I am, one of the things we say about a newspaper, or one of the things we say about a brochure, or even a business card, with a little bit of a irony and hopefully not very much sarcasm, we say, it's a dead tree. That's what it is. It's a piece of paper. It might be a pretty piece of paper. It might be a 4-color piece of paper. I get these pieces of paper in my mailbox all the time. Somebody went to the trouble of making a nice little folder or a brochure or a business card or a postcard, and they paid good money for it, both to get it produced and then to get it printed and then to get it mailed and then for the mail to actually deliver it to me and for me to pick it up and look at it and throw it away. It's a dead tree. And so please keep in mind, could it be that in the world today, dead tree marketing is dead? Now, I'm going to illustrate it in a way that I'm okay with both of these, but perhaps it'll be helpful just to give you a sample of the difference. Here I have, it's all nice covered. There, get the camera to pick it up sometimes, okay? It's called the Christian Entrepreneur Network, and it is a dead tree. It's got some nice colors. By the way, it has a lot of nice writing on it. It's really very helpful. And here's what it was all about. I used one of these because someone said to me, Stan, I was at a new meeting at the Chamber of Commerce here in North Carolina, and they said, well, Stan, I just heard that you are the leader of the Christian Entrepreneur Network along with your business. Well, what's the Christian Entrepreneur Network all about? And I said, I'd love to talk to you about it. And they'd say, I'm interested. I say, but just because we're busy right now, here is a little piece of paper, nice piece of paper. Remember, it's a dead tree. And they laughed. And I said, we'll talk about that. But it will kind of explain to you what it's all about. And so they took it and they said, great. Now, what I want to do is, I'll be glad to send this to you, but maybe it would be good to demonstrate a little bit of the difference between the dead tree and me. All right, here I go. Okay. I'm Stan Hustad, Managing Director of the Christian Entrepreneur Network. Now, by the way, I'm going to read this, so I'm going to just exactly as it is. So please keep in mind that my eye contact will go back and forth because I'm reading it. All right. I'm Stan Hustad, Managing Director of the Christian Entrepreneur Network. Not long ago, a good friend, someone who has really followed my life and work and who supports me and wishes me well, said, okay, Stan, tell me again, what is this Christian Entrepreneur Network all about? Well, that's a good question. That question prompted me to do what we should all do. Every one of us in business should do this all the time, from time to time. Pause and articulate. Number one, who are we really trying? You can make some mistakes now. Who are we really trying to help? That's what a bit. Who are you trying to help? Okay. Now the second question is, what do they truly need? What do they need? They, they may know it, they may not know it, but it's something they need. And then, how can we serve them? Who are they? What do they need? Perhaps what do they want? And how can we serve them? How are you going to do it? All right. Uh, Here we go. Here's what I said. The Christian Entrepreneur Network exists to serve and empower people who aspire to be entrepreneurs. That's right. Especially those who are Christians who want to align their entrepreneurial journey with following Jesus. Now, that eliminates a lot of people, but it makes it clear. That's who we're about. We're here for those who dream of starting a business, for those who are already building something meaningful, and even those who simply want to adapt an entrepreneurial mindset to navigate their careers with creativity and purpose. Yeah, they want to be an entrepreneur. They might want to say, well, I want it to be under Christian, ethical, Jesus principles. Or, you know what, Stan? I just know that someday I may want to start my own business, but I'd like to start thinking like an entrepreneur right now. I'm not ready to jump. I'm not ready to leap. I'm not ready to quit my day job. Met a lady at the Chamber of Commerce who just simply said, I just began. I had done my corporate thing, and she mentioned the big bank. She said, and now I'm finally going to see if I can do it on my own. And a lot of people are doing that. I have a number of people who are just saying, Stan, I'm working for the company. And I say, no, you're working with the company. You're working for yourself, and you're working with them to help them, but to help you. We specialize in supporting startup entrepreneurs, guiding them as best that we can so that they can take the challenging first steps. But we don't stop there. We wish to coach and collaborate with seasoned business owners who are looking for ways to take their ventures to new heights. Now, whether that means growing their influence, expanding their impact, or increasing their income. That's right. More influence, more impact, more income. You want more influence? You want more impact in the marketplace? You want more income? That's what we do. All right. The people we work with have a common goal. They want to feel stronger, more confident, and less afraid. They want the skills and the strategies and the insights that will enable them to master personal performance marketing, craft their unique brand, and tell their story in a way that resonates deeply with others. We're going to help you sell you, not just sell your stuff and sell your service. We're going to teach you personal performance marketing so you can have your own brand and tell your story in such a way that people listen. They want to excel at selling their services or their products, not just to turn a profit, but to make a meaningful difference. And they dream of building a great team, perhaps fostering a great culture, and leading companies that truly matter. Yeah. But there's more to it than just business. The entrepreneurs we serve are looking for something deeper. They want to do all of this in a way that honors their commitment to God in Jesus. They want to do it a Jesus way of leading and living. Their faith is not just a paste-on afterthought. It is at the center of who they are, shaping the way they show up in the world and how they show up and do business. That's the people we can help. Okay. Ultimately, they want to be recognized as individuals who have experienced what we call an SGE, a significant God event. A moment where God's presence, wisdom, and direction have been unmistakably evident in their life and work. They want to live and lead in a way that reflects their trust in Jesus, helps them overcome fear, enables them to build businesses that matter, and make an impact in the world that glorifies God, because that's what you were made to do. That's what the Christian Entrepreneur Network is all about. Equipping Jesus following leaders with the tools, the wisdom, and the support they need to thrive. Together, we're building a community of entrepreneurs who are fully alive, fiercely courageous, and committed to creating businesses that serve both people and God. That's the deal. That's our deal. We're not, let's make a deal. That's our deal. Now we can make a deal. Thank you for letting me share this with you. If this resonates with your journey, with your heart, with your mind, with your spirit, I'd love to have to walk alongside you. Best and blessings and more power to you. More power to you. We're helping people have more power in their life. That's what we do. We spent a long time doing it. We've had a lot of mastery. We've also had a number of misery. We've had a lot of accomplishments, and we've had more than our share of failures. I remember one of the most successful entrepreneurs I've ever read actually began a talk by saying this: I have built many businesses. Most of them failed. But let me tell you about the ones that worked. And that's what he did. I had a woman tell me one time, she said, after I was working with her, and she said, you need to know, and she used her husband's name, she said, that he has lost 2 fortunes. He's lost them. Then she smiled and said, thank goodness he's made 3. And that is oftentimes the story of you and me. It's a faith thing. That's right. It's a trust thing. It's an adventure because you never know quite where it's going to end up. It's a risk-taking thing. And that's why one of the newer books that we're putting out will be How to Walk on Water. The art, energy, and science of risk-taking. I'm going to ask one of my friends, Tim, to help with that because he's kind of the guru in that respect. So there we go. That's what it means to be a world-class Jesus entrepreneur, and that's what the network is all about. That's what we call the collective is all about. And it's not just about you doing things with us. It's about you taking and setting up your own franchise and making it in your image and in your way, just like Jesus did. He said, go and teach. He didn't tell him how to set up a denomination. He didn't tell him how to set up a franchise. He didn't tell him how to set up anything. He said, go into the world and do what works so that they are introduced to me and they hear my story. And whatever way in your country or your culture or your way that you can do that best, you do it that way. But don't be afraid, because I'm going to send my spirit force to dwell with you and inside of you. And stay in touch with that spirit force, and you'll just probably find that maybe you'll hear from me from time to time as to what I want you to be, to do, and to how to be brave. in the world you're living in today. There we go. That's a little bit of the difference behind the dead tree, which is fine, and me. I'd love to speak with you. I'd love to talk with you. I really don't want to type and text with you, but I do want to talk to you, and we'll see what will be. Best and blessings. Go for it. As I said, more power to you. Till next time, bye for now.